Hello, one of my esteemed viewers has asked if I could show more of my process in the building of the modelling or the hobbying. So I've just started making the Heller Spitfire Mk XVIe. I can't show you exactly where I've got so far by rewinding the clock, but I'll try and show you what I did earlier today. This kit has got raised panel lines, so basically to get rid of the raised panel lines I've gone along the panel area with a knife, tip of a knife. I've tried razor saws and the like, but they're okay for cutting things off, sprues perhaps, but because there's joins I have problems then with the accuracy, so I use the edge of a blade and I use the side of the blade to scrape off anything that raises up, like a plough really I suppose, but gently pushing down just enough to get a very shallow trench without it making all trenchy. And in this case there's riveted areas shown as well, so I don't want to lose the detail of that, so I'm very much careful which part to rescribe. This part here already in there is radiator strads to this kit, but I pre-painted things. I test colours on you sometimes, and that's as near to an undercoat as I'm going to get. Yeah, for a tail sitter, a tail wheel aircraft, I usually put the wings together first. Very quick progress that way, much quicker than a real size aircraft for sure. But yeah, usually 3 parts for a Spitfire. Then I have I usually do the front propeller emboss. I pre-paint the back part of it, and then the propeller itself in anthracite black, so it's slightly off black, and like I do with the wheels, and put that part on first. It's all pre-painted, so then when it's on afterwards I just touch up different parts. Use a bit of tape to cover the ends of the propellers, the time you tape for that. With the wheels I tend to paint them on the sprue, and in this case just paint the black first, and I can use a very thin or cut down small paintbrush and start off. It's focusing on the bit behind, isn't it? They're going to go, there we are, that's better. Just put the blob in the middle, and then go around afterwards carefully, dipping the tip of a cocktail stick in paint, and just gently underneath the magnifying glass going around part by part around the edge there. Imagining I've got paint on there, so I get a blob of paint, in this case Humbrol acrylic from a dropper bottle. I'm not a fan of the dropper bottles, but get a little tiny tip of paint on the cocktail stick, and I normally use the magnifying glass, but this time I'm using the, if it's going to focus, I'm always saying that, come on focus, there we are. I'm just gently going around trying to do the detail. Takes a while and you've got to be careful, sometimes you have to repaint afterwards and start again, but that's pretty much how I do that to my wheels. This is an old pot that's fallen apart, I've crushed it too many times. So there's the it's painted on the sprue. So now I've misplaced the spinner, haven't I? Trying to be fancy. Where's I put the spinner? I'll look for that again afterwards. I haven't got time to look for that now. It's nice, it's on there already. That's where it is. That's where I can't find it. It's there. Right. See, I'm rushing this because I don't want to make too long videos. So I keep everything modularized section by section in different parts. So put all the propeller parts in the front there. I've got the cockpit area. Now, I'll put the rest of the cockpit. Imagine, there it is. I was going to say, imagine there's just the parts for the cockpit. There's the two halves. So I pre-paint there again. And you can see, then I paint over the background colour, then I use a cocktail stick again to do the details, if there are any. It's quite an old kit, but there's a suggestion of where the throttle quadrant might be, and the door on the side, which is molded in. So that would be the first part of the cockpit, and then in this case you've got a floor in the cockpit and you've got the seats. So I pre-paint them, get them all together in another module section of my build, and I put the use Tamiya tape for the seat harnesses. I put that on a bit of card. I use a bit of card, a bit of plastic card, which I haven't got to hand at the moment because I didn't plan this out properly. So if you imagine a bit of card, I won't use this because I paint that whatever colour I want the harnesses to be, and I line it up. This is on the bench, by the way, not held in mid-air, obviously, but I want you to see it rather than far away. And I cut that out. Anyway, people are around and you can hear voices at the side, so I'll leave it as that now. I've probably shown you enough. But next build you see will be the Spitfire. Bye.